I recall the old windows, lace danced in the shadows. That was a long time ago. I can see the old farm place, plowed fields and a hard day. Those memories, rose-colored gold.
I'd like to welcome to Mostly Folk and Catskills Air TV, Valerie Smith. And Valerie has a brand new album out. It's quite a project. You saw a clip of this
I have
when
mine
we.
too.
You got one too. Cool. So this is the album, and it comes along with a book explaining this entire project. And I'm going to ask Valerie to talk about. First of all, Valerie, let's talk about you and where you came from, and where you grew up, and how you got into the music scene. And let's go from there.
I grew up near Kansas City, Missouri, a small farm town called Holt, Missouri. My family still lives there outside of a town called Plattsburgh, Missouri, which is now a historical landmark in the Midwest. Um, I, came from kind of a farm family. My dad worked at General Motors, and I moved. I majored in music at the University of Missouri in Kansas City. I had severe dyslexia, and so the language of music chose me, and that's the language I could read, and that's what I chose to study was composition, performance, vocal, and I ended up moving to Nashville after I graduated. I taught a few years in Missouri, taught music, and I ended up moving to Nashville and, worked in marketing, taught middle school music, worked in the music industry amongst a lot of great recording artists. I got to know a lot of great recording artists like Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, the old school, and I worked with Charlie Louvin quite a bit in the studio and learned how to record and phrase and did some stint on the Grand Ole Opry, the Ryman, and got to just it's been a crazy journey, and I've had a really great time. Still love music. This is a project that took me like 13 years to write. I just felt compelled to do it and slow things down and do it because it was about my family. I found myself after I finished this, I moved to the Blue Ridge here in Virginia, and I love it amongst the mountains. It's beautiful. And that's where I'm at today.
That's so
I've owned a
great.
label for 36 years called Bell
Uh,
Buckle Records.
right. And how many albums do you have out there?
Well, it always takes me so long to do every album because they're not just songs. They kind of take a journey. So I take years to collect things that sound good together. So I've probably done about 14 albums.
And if people want to get, you do have a website, right?
I do. They can go to thevaleriesmith.com
The
and then just go to
Valerie
my
Smith.
music store, thevaleriesmith.com. It's also on streaming too, but it always helps the artist when you come to their store.
Right. So let's talk about this project called Maggie's Journal. And as I said, it has many, many songs on it. And tell me about it. Who is Maggie? And tell me about
Yeah,
this
she's my
journal.
great grandmother. I never got to meet Maggie officially. She passed away before I was born, like 3 years before I was born. And out of Plattsburgh, Missouri, she was one of the first business ladies that owned a general store and like a hotel and residence. And she really was quite, from what I understand, quite strong and creative. I never got to meet her. They said she was tough too, really tough. And my second cousins found this journal up in her attic while they were cleaning things out. And I think that when they read it, they thought it was going to be like a Laura Ingalls Wilde's, like Little House on the Prairie experience. And it was not. It was the honest Maggie who just sat down, it looked like in one setting, and sat down and wrote her entire young, childhood story to young, teenage life. And it was just very tough to read. It was very sad and it wasn't as colorful as Little House on the Prairie. And it haunted me that those stories were in my family and we knew nothing about it. Nobody did. And I just was I I finally had a dream with her in it. And it was such a strong dream. Like she was in it, she didn't say anything to me, but the music was there. And finally she said the world would be cruel to me. And I when I woke up, I realized through that song and through that gift, I feel she was wanting me to tell her story so people understood her better and her toughness, her tough exterior better. There was actually this real human being inside that experienced a lot of pain. Let me share a dream I had early one morning after reading my great grandmother's journal. Her name was Maggie. In my dream state, I was in her general store walking around the counters, and Maggie was there, watching me with her curious eyes. She was sizing me up and had something important to tell me, yet she never said a word. I recall the old windows, lace danced in the shadows. That was a long time ago.
This is Maggie. There she is.
Look at those eyes. There's some toughness
Yeah.
in those eyes.
Yeah. So, tell me about the music. Tell me about the project itself, and
It was a labor of
how it all.
love.
Yeah.
Yeah, it started from that one dream, and it didn't feel like anything that I would write. It was very odd. I mean, I'd studied Broadway and opera in my college and all that, but it was just such I'm known for bluegrass, and but even though I have a blues background and all of that, bluegrass was my chosen genre that I loved because of the acoustics and folk. I like that, and the project chose me. I felt like, and I kept putting it down over the years. I'd write a song and I'd put it down because I kept thinking, it's not my journal to tell people about. And finally, it just bugged me so much that I asked all of my family members, can I do it? Do you mind if I write a musical? It's going to be tough, And they all wanted me to tell her story in a beautiful way. And so that was my gift to my family was for them to understand Maggie Brooks, who was the human Maggie Brooks. And that's what the whole at this point, the project was never about me. It never has been. It's about her life and how others interpret her life, maybe to their own life. Because it covers education, it covers the love of a mother, the love of a father. It covers abuse, unfortunately. It covers, but overcoming all of that and coming out strong in your life. And it also, the I think the sobering part of the whole story was had she not escaped from the abusive relationship, the first marriage that none of us knew about. She was like 14, Had she not escaped, my father wouldn't be in existence. I wouldn't be in existence. All my cousins wouldn't be in existence. I mean, she doesn't realize what her purpose was in this world, but I wish that she was alive today to see all of the life that she produced in this world and a lot of them do really good things for people. They're good people. I being 5 years old, my folks would make me milk the cows. It was a sight. I was so small. I could hardly hold the bucket, or rather the cup with a long handle. My mother, she was never very well, always tired from so much work to do and had a baby coming often. So my work started early in life. I have washed dishes and stood on a box to do it. I recall one day a man came for an old plow that my father had carried in the back of the shed. It was all rusty from sitting there for so long. The stranger told me to go get him some kerosene oil to clean it off. I was so little, but I knew what he was talking about. I got it in a little can, so I come back to the house with the can, and not thinking what I was doing, I set the can down. It still had some oil left in it. My baby brother, if he didn't decide to drink the kerosene oil, I couldn't believe it. It went down his windpipe and almost strangled him to death. I never got such a whipping, or rather a beating, from both my parents. I guess I started wrong in life. Started wrong in life, I did. Such a hard way to begin. Right from the start with a broken heart. Ain't no use to cry about starting wrong in this life. A little ragged thing milking cows.
As I look at the tracks, there is different readings and what have you. In addition to the music, tell me about how this is all sorted out.
I think the reading was the hardest part because I'm not an actress. And I had to think about, like, what did she sound like? And at first, I had Donna Ulisi, who's a bluegrass composer, artist, producer. I chose a woman to produce it with me or to help me. And it was interesting because at first we thought it was a Southern genteel accent. And my parents heard it. They were like, she didn't sound Southern at all, Valerie. And they kept saying, she sounds just like you. And I was like, what? I don't sound glamorous at all. I'm not, my voice isn't pleasing I sing, but my speaking voice is kind of annoying and rough. And, I'm not Meryl Streep. And so I had to go to this acting coach that was a Broadway actor, Tom Norton, in New York City, that played the part of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, that now lives here in Virginia, and he writes musicals for senior citizens. And I went to him with my problem, like, I don't know how to do this. And he said, well, you need to find out who you are first. Don't go down the Simpsons holler. You may not come back with your life. There's a creature that lives down in the holler. Don't you dare look him straight in the eyes. 13 men went into the holler to drag the creature out for a fight. They had 13 good faithful bloodhounds, but no one came back with their life. Well, no one can describe him. They say leave him alone. He was born one night in the flash of a light, and hollow was his home. Now the legend that Samson's Hollow goes down from man to child. How the creature will not harm you if you just don't get the creature right. Yeah, well, no one can describe and who Maggie is. And he goes, you can't do another person unless, you know. So I found an old cassette of my grandmother's voice and her accent. And my dad looked at me and said, you sound just like that. So I went back in the studio like a year later and
Wow.
recorded all these excerpts in just my regular speaking voice. And I think that that turned out to be the best that I could do. I'm sure an actress would know how to, you know, I'm sure there's actresses and all that that could probably even nail it better, but I wanted to read it because I'm her great granddaughter. I ain't never gonna find anything better than what I've got on this little house on a hill. I'm as happy as a girl who's had a sip too much from her pappy's copper still. 'Cause I got a man who loves me like nobody's business. He leaves things crystal clear. I ain't never gonna find anything better out there than what I've got right here. What I own is modest, a four-room place with a steep backyard, the car up in my driveway. It's plenty proof the road's been hard, but I'm so far above a rich man's dream of living. I ain't never gonna find anything better than what I got in this little house on a hill. I'm as happy as a girl who's had a sip too much from her pappy's copper still. I've got a man who loves me like nobody's business. He leaves things crystal clear. I ain't never gonna find anything better out there than what I've got right here. Why would I need diamonds when he makes his blue eyes shine for me? His promise means forever, and you can buy that kind of thing. He treats my heart like it was made of gold and silver. I ain't never gonna find anything better than what I've got in this little house on the hill. I'm as happy as a girl who's had a sip too much from her pappy's copper still. 'Cause I've got a man who loves me like nobody's business. He leaves things crystal clear. I ain't never gonna find anything better out there than what I've got right here. I ain't never gonna find anything better out there than what I got right here.
Well, let me ask you this. Are you performing anywhere? Oh, and is this project, being that it's kind of a musical, is it capable of being put on stage?
Well, I've wondered that myself. I've had some directors call me that would like to produce it and would like to see it come into being, you know, to to life.
Hmm.
I've had to really think about that
Yeah.
because it's a hard read.
Yeah,
And
right.
I
Yeah.
thought I don't see myself doing it a lot because I think it would, even though she triumphed over a great deal of difficulties, violence, all of that, I think reading it or performing it every night might emotionally be kind of hard. But the directors that have spoken to me feel that they can make it more digestible, you know, in some ways. I mean, I'm not a violent person, so it's like, well, there's violent areas in this musical, so what do you do on stage with that? I mean, who wants to sit through that, you know?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm very I didn't do it to exploit her. with that. And
Mhm.
so I really had to, I have two directors. If I do it, it'll come out in June on stage outside of Washington, D.C. And I'm going to take it from there. But every step of the way of this project, I've just gone by what feels right.
Okay.
I've
Good.
never
That's great.
forced anything.
And that's what's going to happen. What
Yeah,
happens is going to happen.
there'll be
And
lots of video material.
He took a swig from a blue bottle. He took a swig, yes, a swig from that blue bottle. It makes me so sad, so hurt and sad from that blue bottle of bad. He hangs around, sleeps in.
I'm
yeah.
going to do a whole section on YouTube, not reading it all the way through and things, just bites of it. But I don't know. I feel like I did the recording, I did what was called upon me to do, and it's not really mine anymore. It's
Mhm. Wow. Well, it's a great project, as I said, and I really appreciate your sharing it with me here today on Mostly Folk. And all I can say is thank you so much, Valerie Smith. And I urge everyone to get to her website. Keep your eye on this project. It's ongoing and there's lots of stuff here. The album, it's really a good album. And I have to sit down and just get through the whole thing because, as you know, as Valerie said, it's really a play and a story that you're going to enjoy. And I've heard some of the music on it. I haven't heard it all yet. So many things coming in,
Well, bring a
but
little warning. It's a little dark in some
yeah,
areas.
yeah,
So
okay.
if you're tender-hearted and you're afraid of that,
No, I'm
um,
not. I like
you
it.
can listen to the songs, but I felt like this was a winter listening. I feel like this is not a summer release. This is not a springtime release. This is something that you have nothing else to do snowed
Mhm.
into your home. And it's meant to be listened to in spurts. I don't see I would think it would be hard to listen to like just all the way through, but maybe some people can.
Well, Valerie, thank you so much for being with me today. Have a great afternoon. What time is it where you are, by the way?
It's 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Oh, so we're in the
Yes,
same time zone?
we're on the
Oh,
same
I
wavelength.
didn't know that. Okay. Cool. Hey, thanks a million and
Thank you.
enjoy lots of success with this project. And I'll be talking to you. I know that. I'll talk to you soon.
Yes, you take care of yourself and you have happy holidays and wintertime.
Yeah,
Don't
same
get
to
the
you.
blues.
I won't. Have a great holiday.
And enjoy. Thanks for letting me be on your show.
Oh, anytime.
I really do
I'll
appreciate
talk
it.
to you soon. I'll talk to you.
Please do.
I'll talk to you on terrestrial, actually. So have a great afternoon.
Okay, you do the same.
Bye bye.
Bye.